Hi everybody, welcome to Crimekitchen. Here we are again. We'll cook you some nice food today.
What's this then, right?
This is one of my kids' favourite dishes, and I'll explain to you about that. Holiday, winter, summer, you watch it. There is also some fried potatoes. I've done the fried potatoes, I took those off just to give me more time. So I'm just going to chuck the onions in.
Yeah. So this is like a quick meal basically, or a quick bite to eat quick. To be honest, I love that. I do like sometimes you have make all of these big things and whatever, and you don't eat half of it. Having a nice little snack and took a few ingredients.
And then we go about garlic.
It's good, yeah.
Garlic as well. So yeah,
I've got a beer here actually, mate, from earlier. So
cheers, mate.
I'll just put him over there. Cheers. Good.
First one today.
Yeah. Second one for me actually.
So yeah, real simple. Couple of onions chopped up, garlic. Just brain off the onions, and we've got some chorizo there going in a minute, and then as I say, there'll be some fried potatoes to go on the top. I'll do the potatoes first just to crisp them off. So there we go.
I know what I was going to say to you, and I'll keep meaning to ask you about it. And we've talked about lots of different crimes and stuff over the years, and certainly on recent times doing this YouTube thing. But there was one I remember when we were a lot younger, and you basically got your bloody head kicked in, didn't you? From a thing. What? Refresh your memories about that.
Yeah,
I'm sure some of the audience would like to hear about that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what that was. It was May the 26th, 1991. I obviously remember it because I was the victim on this occasion.
Well, I knew that was a few years ago. 1991.
Yeah.
So that was before you went into CID?
I was due to go into CID, I think June 26th, so I had a month to go. And what it was actually, was in effect my last night shift as a PC in uniform. I should have had some more after, but you'll understand why they didn't come in the end.
So what was I going to say? How long had you been in the force then in 1991?
I just nearly 3 years, 2.5, 3 years.
Okay, so you only did 2.5, 3 years in uniform.
Yeah, I was very fortunate. Yeah, I got into CID. I always wanted to be a detective, and I was right place, right time, and.
And the right effort as well. You don't get anywhere without putting the effort. No.
But anyway, yeah, so it was Friday night, Saturday morning, like 2 o'clock in the morning. All the pubs and the clubs were kicked out. Licensing laws were slightly different then, so everybody was out and they were in the town as even. You could just tell there's atmosphere going on, and I'm driving in my Austin Moisture.
I remember that.
And there was a special constable with me, female special constable, nice girl. And we are
got another siren there on cue in the background.
Yeah, all right. We're driving down Worcester, down the Foregate town. The streets, lots of people about, and milling about, getting taxis, eating food, that type of thing as we do. And what is now Subway was. Burton's Taylor's. So the corner there, and then there's McDonald's there now, and this thing. Outside on the footpath, there were 2 lads fighting. There was a bit of a gang of people around them, these 2 lads. So I'm driving down, hit the brakes. Seems like a call for assistance. You don't know where your assistance is. You just go assistance, red call.
Were you aware of an incident taking place at this point, or did you just literally come across it?
Just come across it. Come across it. Yeah, I remember before. There were just 2 lads fighting. So out of the car, I get call for assistance and go to these 2 lads, and I push them apart, break them apart, and then the one stops fighting, the other one wants to fight with me.
Right.
As I did, and in those days, no tasers, no batons, but it's to where it was. We start fighting, and I fall on top of this lad. So that nothing to do with the fight, nothing to do with the crowd. A lad by the name of Stephen Smith runs in. I didn't see it, I didn't feel it, so I'm laid prone. He takes what describes a penalty with my head.
Right.
I'm out unconscious. In fact, I'm unconscious on top of this other bloke. Luckily, when I come for assistance, what we call PSU, a public order van, had been down just by Foregate Street Station, so they've driven straight up. And as he's kicking me, unbeknown to me, they've come right outside, see that, and he runs off down Angel Street into Angel Place.
Right.
So I'm left unconscious, and two of the lads, they called Crimekitchen, they called John Pardo, good lads they were. Still are, probably haven't seen for years.
So the lad that you were having a bit of a tussle with, it wasn't actually him then?
No.
It was
no.
Yeah, it was just yeah, okay.
I think he made a statement after being disgusted about how I'd been assaulted. Even though he'd been an offender initially, but so yeah, they ran off. They catch him, Stephen Smith, down in Angel Place somewhere, and he goes into custody. I wake up about 2 hours later in the A&E. The ambulance has come and took me away. I ain't got a clue what's going on. I wake up and I see one of the lads. I think it was Crimekitchen at the end of the bed. And of course my head's out here, and I just go, what's happening? And I suppose really, in some respects, I'm very fortunate. I mean, it could have been life-threatening. It could have been. It could have been.
I mean, bloody getting kicked like that, because you were out, literally out for a couple of hours.
Yeah. And so then I was, and that was my last night shift, because I was off then for a few weeks, and obviously recovering and that. And
so how long did you have to stop in hospital for?
I was there just overnight, really. They did all the tests, and I didn't have any fractures or, I had to be monitored. As long as I went home, they said you can go home, but you got
You must have had a swollen head though.
Oh, it was.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I do remember this happening and whatever. So, what prompted this lad to do that then? Yeah, was he a mate of the guy who?
No, I don't think there was any association. But here's a funny thing. Well, funny thing. This was the old police station in the Doomsday, and so then I go into CID. I'm a DC. He pleads guilty to grievous bodily harm and gets 2 years imprisonment. And that was it. I never even had to go to court. Yeah, it was all, and CID dealt with it, and then I went into CID. And I was down in the cell block, down the cell pass, we called it. One day I was a DC, and I was dealing with somebody, a prisoner or under arrest. People milling about, and this lad's been booked in to custody. This is about 2 years after all this happened. So I ain't going to take no notice of it really. I'm just doing my own thing, and this lad's getting booked in for I don't even know what he'd been arrested for. And he really chops it off at the custody sergeant and everybody arrested him and saying and then he said something like, I put one of yours in hospital a few years ago. Of course you always pick up a bit,
Yeah.
So I sort of look over to see what his name is and realise it's Stephen Smith.
Yeah.
I was starting to get a bit emotional at that point.
Yeah.
At which point the custody sergeant orders me out of the custody because he suddenly realising who this bloke is compared to who I am,
Yeah.
And I obviously took his advice and left the custody. But I think he's I think he's dead now. I think he died of a drugs overdose or something like that. We were talking about drugs, and we were talking about drugs, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, to be honest. But
and do you think that was like a drugs-fueled related incident at all?
I don't know. He didn't like the police. He didn't, he just decided at the spur of the moment to go and kick a policeman's head in. And so
that was a purely defenceless situation as well, wasn't it? That was nothing.
I suppose in some respects a good job I didn't see it or feel it. If I'd have tensed up, I'd have seen it coming, because I was just obviously looking down and he just came in from the side. Maybe he couldn't, you never know, do you? I've seen...
I mean, to be honest, he bloody really lucky, really, because I mean, that getting kicked so hard as that, in the head is...
I've seen people, I guess in public order situations, die from less force, what we call one-punch manslaughter, when somebody's getting punched and fall over their head on the pavement or something, and subarachnoid hemorrhage. Less, I've seen people absolutely, you'd think, how can they ever survive that assault and survive, and then other people, just one punch.
So just going back to that, because you were driving down there on your own, is that?
I had a special with me.
Oh, you had a special constable,
yeah.
Right? Okay. And what did they do then?
I think I don't know if I ever saw her again. She was always good. I think it spooked her a bit. I think. I think she had enough. She saw it, and I don't think she wanted to carry on policing. Really, that's my understanding. My understanding. Obviously, she may have other reasons, but I mean, I suppose it is. When you see a colleague.
It would. I mean, it'd be disturbing for anybody. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Like when you're younger, because I mean, I can remember me and you when we were young lads. Before even you joined the force, or even the military police in the very early days, and when we sang around together, we went out, and there's always, like most things when you're younger, there's always things kick off from time to time, and you just brush. It was almost like a Saturday evening or a type of thing, and you forget about it. But once you get a bit more adult and grown up, and you get things like that happen, it's you think, Christ.
Well, I've spent to especially when I've gone out and done some talks to colleges and that over latter years about different things, not to do with that, but I always try and say to especially young men, it's young men who fight predominantly, isn't it? And old men fight as well, but alcohol and young men do fight a lot. And I try to get over to them. It's so easy to kill somebody.
Yeah,
it is.
Absolutely right. And do you know what? That's. I mean, I personally believe I've sort of calmed down over the years a hell of a lot, and it's always struck me that as I've always been conscious of that.
It is, yeah.
That how easy that is, and you've only got to lose your temper, spur of the moment thing, not really meaning anything, at all, and you could, it could happen to you, or you could do it to somebody else, So I've always been conscious of that.
Some lovely fried potatoes.
They look good, actually. They do, yeah.
And just do these first in the pan first with the oil. Fry them off for a bit. It makes it better because they're nice and crispy. And
it used to.
Maybe going to feed too many here, but
yeah, you were telling me the story because this is something you used to knock up when with your kids when you went camping and that.
Yeah.
No, it looks good actually. Like I say, it's having simple, quick food. I think is.
It smells. I tell you what.
It may not always be the healthiest, but
it's good. It's good comfort food, and you can make this a vegetarian or vegan option. You can use plant-based sausages and or whatever meat you want to this, and then just as flavoursome really. I know my kids absolutely adore this.
But what you've got there now is you've got a good plate full of food in a very short space of time. And, I don't know, it won't have that many more minutes to cook anyway, I can see that from here. So, you don't have to go hungry, do you?
No, you don't.
I mean, what's in there, like an onion, a few spuds, and I mean, the most expensive thing in there is a chorizo.
A couple of, this would feed, I don't know. Which one is that going to feed? 6 more?
Yeah, I would have thought so, yeah.
Do a roast bit of bread as well with it or something? I mean, it is high in carbs.
When I was younger, they'd probably fed me. but now, yes, it would definitely, yeah.
The smell is absolutely gorgeous. And you can just sit there and eat it as the kids did, and as you say, quick, cheap, good.
You can knock. You don't. Yeah, like I say. You don't have to go really, do you?
I'm going to put the rest of these potatoes in.
I mean, one thing I mean, obviously neither myself nor you are like chefs or anything like that. We're doing this and eating the food ourselves and giving it to our family and friends, as it were. And but I really do admire what I would say the professional chefs and how they just.
Absolutely.
I don't even really know how to cut an onion up properly. I mean, I'll slice it up and chop it all up, but I mean, to see them do it, it's a real art form.
They obviously enjoy it like we do. But I think what we know, don't we? We're about family or friends and community, and just sit there and eat it and have a drink and love doing a chat, and it's good. And I suppose going back to my experience in '91, I suppose I'm very fortunate. I love the job. I love being a police officer. I have to say that. And but I suppose quite fortunate really. Could have all changed on that night. that faithful night. We wouldn't be stood here. Or
no, it could have been a very different world. And I mean, if you look now at all the things that's happened since 1991.
Yeah.
And now what you've got now with your family around you and your grandchildren. And,
that's right. Yeah, it does. As we said, it's life can change so quickly, and it's brave, I think, to walk away. I know testosterone gets involved and alcohol gets involved, but if you can just take one thing from this, it's just walk away. Because I know that people would have, caused some really serious harm to somebody, even killed them, and then thinking, oh, I wish. I wish.
If only I would have walked away. Yeah.
If only I would have walked away. Yeah, lots of people do.
Fortunately, I found that quite easy. I was never too stuck on getting stuck in.
I always remember you'd been a little bit feisty on that football pitch, David.
I was extremely young in those days. Yeah, I spent more time on the sideline than actually playing. But, yeah.
Well, I recall a job in Evesham about this time of year, but no, it wasn't this time of year. What am I on about? No, late autumn it was, sorry. October time, the mop fair, and again, young men in the town. The fair had been on. I think it's about October time. That's right, yeah. And there was a gang outside a kebab shop, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. A bit of a melee goes on, and this lad has one punch, and he went down. He got a subarachnoid hemorrhage. A young man, and I remember being called out to it, and then obviously he was on life support machine, and I remember speaking to who was the Home Office pathologist then, to say, look, I think this is potential, speaking to him what, thoughts. He said he won't survive till Monday, he'll die. How old is he? Because you just don't, very rare to survive that, and very sad. Again, and he's got mum and dad, and it ruins lots of lives, doesn't it? It ruins lots of lives. Yeah. This is smelling, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I'm coming over.
I'll get you. Have I got any forks here? I'll go and get a fork. Stand by, caller. You can have a taste of this. I have to remember that my mic still works, doesn't it?
Trouble with me is I play with food too much. If it's in the pan, I feel the need to keep stroking it.
Don't do it.
But yeah, smells real good, mate. Very good, just like that. So are we going to feed a few more, are we?
I think there's some hungry mouse down there saying, help you, son. Just remind people, whoever's, you might not have seen all the other episodes, we're doing lots of different meals. This particular, we've done paellas, we've done curries, and we should do more of those type of that food all the time. It's just be nice for us going up. So
yeah, no. It's, I must admit, I'm really into having like some of these quicker things like this and getting it in the pan and.
Keaters, get those potatoes crisp first.
Yeah.
Then they don't go. They're still nice
stuff there. I mean, you can easily. This is something you could easily bulk out as well with a bit of rice stews, right?
Yeah. You can do it
like that.
Can't you?
But, so I think we've just about come to an end of another episode, haven't we? But thank you very much for watching. Again, just a reminder, it's crimekitchens@gmail.com if you want to email us with any questions or things like that.
Yeah, and it's Crime Kitchen on YouTube. We just put the S on for the
to get the email really.
Crime Kitchen, please. As we said before, we want to go out and we'll go and cook for people. We've got some big old pans here. We can cook up 30-35 people. Nice big paella. You can ask us questions about us. Happy to put them there. Oh, it's free. we ask you to do is give us a donation to our charity. But we'll come out and gladly cook for a big party of you, and you can ask us questions, or you can come along. You can ask us questions about anything or anything you want to know about, or think we could ask questions. But look forward to that. You take care, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Very tasty, that, mate.
Good.
Lovely job.